Ever wondered why some adults act like children when confronted with difficulties? Well, that's an intriguing question, isn't it? This behavior often boils down to something known as emotional maturity, or rather, the lack of it. So, what is emotional maturity? It's the capability to navigate situations without escalating conflict, to manage emotions effectively, and to consider other people's feelings. It's about being secure in your emotional skin. Now let's flip the coin. Emotional immaturity, on the other hand, is characterized by impulsiveness, difficulty in handling stress, and a lack of empathy. It's akin to being on an emotional roller coaster, where reactions are often extreme and unpredictably so. It's like being in a constant state of emotional turbulence, where the calm of understanding and managing emotions is often missing. In essence, emotional maturity is about understanding and managing emotions, while emotional immaturity often leads to unnecessary conflict and stress. Now, how can you spot emotional immaturity? Well, there are numerous telltale signs that one can look out for. Let's delve into a few examples. Imagine someone who frequently throws temper tantrums over trivial matters. They might become overly upset over a minor inconvenience, such as a delayed train or a rainy day, reacting with disproportionate anger or frustration. This is often a sign of emotional immaturity, as mature individuals understand that life is full of small inconveniences and can navigate them without losing their cool. Another example could be someone who consistently refuses to accept responsibility for their actions. They might make a mistake at work or in a personal relationship, but instead of owning up to it, they make excuses or shift the blame onto others. This behavior reflects an inability to confront their own shortcomings, which is a hallmark of emotional immaturity. Similarly, if a person is always blaming others for their own mistakes, this too indicates emotional immaturity. Instead of acknowledging their errors and learning from them, they point fingers elsewhere, avoiding the discomfort of self-reflection. Lastly, consider someone who can't handle criticism constructively. When faced with feedback, they become defensive, dismissive, or even aggressive. This reaction shows a lack of emotional resilience and an inability to use criticism as a tool for growth, both of which are signs of emotional immaturity. Now, it's important to remember that these behaviors are not exclusive to emotionally immature individuals. We all have our moments of frustration, denial, blame, and defensiveness. However, when these behaviors become a recurring pattern, it's time to consider whether emotional immaturity might be at play. By recognizing these patterns, we can better understand the behaviors and reactions of ourselves and those around us. This understanding can help us address emotional immaturity head-on, fostering healthier, more mature responses to life's challenges. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards understanding and dealing with emotional immaturity. So why does emotional immaturity matter? Well, it's like a pebble in your shoe. It might seem small, but over time, it can cause significant discomfort and even impede your progress. Emotional immaturity can have a profound impact on various aspects of your life, from relationships to decision-making and even your overall well-being. Think about it. In relationships, emotional immaturity often leads to unnecessary conflicts. It can result in poor communication, misunderstanding, and even resentment. It's like trying to dance with two left feet. It just doesn't work. In terms of decision-making, emotional immaturity can lead to choices driven by impulse rather than careful thought. It's like navigating a ship in a storm without a compass. You're far more likely to make poor decisions that you may regret later. And when it comes to your overall well-being, emotional immaturity can increase stress levels. It's like carrying a heavy backpack. It wears you down over time. Therefore, addressing emotional immaturity is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and making sound decisions. In a nutshell, emotional maturity is about understanding and managing emotions effectively. It's about knowing the difference between reacting and responding, between letting emotions control you and you controlling them. We've taken a deep dive into what emotional maturity looks like and how its absence, emotional immaturity, can manifest. Remember those examples? They range from an inability to handle criticism to a lack of empathy, from a propensity for blame shifting to an over-reliance on others for emotional support. We also discussed the impact of emotional immaturity on relationships and decision-making. It can lead to strained relationships, poor communication, and hasty, emotion-driven decisions. But the good news is, With self-awareness and effort, emotional maturity can be developed. Don't forget to subscribe to Motivational March and press the like button if you found this information helpful. Remember, understanding is the first step to improvement.